So, hello, my people. Hello, 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 hello. How are you doing? I hope you've been fine. If you've not been fine, I pray you're going to get fine very soon. So, someone told me that I have been slacking with my YouTube channel, and to be very honest, I have, but I have good reasons for it. So, I recently got accepted into a school, and juggling classes, juggling someone like me that had left school for like 2 3 years ago. I've probably forgotten the whole system. And so coming in right now, the whole registration, classes, not to talk of work, not to talk of writing, not to talk of like so many things. And then I'm like living with my mom right now. So it's a little complicated for me. But if you do follow me on my social media, if you follow me on Twitter, I'm very active there. If you follow me on YouTube, not YouTube, follow me on Facebook or Instagram, or even if you have my Gmail or anything, I'm always very responsive when it comes to answering messages, questions, or anything you need to know. So, with that and with my wonderful excuse that I have given to you, let us get straight into the topic for today. So, someone asked me the other day, how do you build confidence as a copywriter? Confidence, confidence, confidence. In my opinion, I don't think anybody has that unshakable confidence, even though I wrote it here. But I don't think there's anybody who truly has it. Like, who does not doubt themselves even for a second. I think even the best of the best doubts themselves, but they just decide to do it anyway. Okay, I might not get this thing. Okay, I'm going to get it, but I feel like I'm not going to get it. But okay, let me just try. So it's all about trying. But then, how do you build yourself enough to even want to try, not to let that self doubt enter into you? Excuse me, that's what we're going to be talking about today. So, forgive me for not having an already made list. I am going to be talking out of self experience, or out of experience rather, and I'm going to be adding the experiences of other people. So, with that in mind, let us start. So, the very first tip for building confidence, I want to say it is competence. Competence. Sorry, the English is not Englishing. There's a word like that. So when you have confidence at the back of your mind, you're rest assured that you can do something. If you cannot do something, that is when you start to doubt yourself. Take, for example, they call you up on stage and they ask you, can you do, or sorry, they won't even ask you. Maybe it's in those days in university or in secondary school or in high school, I don't know whichever school you attended, but when in your teenage, the school you attended, you guys probably had like a debate club, jet club, all those debating clubs and all of that. And they told you, come and maybe join a debate club. And they tell you that you should argue on one side and you argue on the other side while your opponents argue on the other side. Now, the reason why you would go up there and argue in the first place is you know what you're arguing about. If they tell you to argue why teachers are better than doctors, you must have done your research. You must have known the reasons why teachers are important, how teachers are useful to the society, how teachers benefit us, what the world would have been without teachers. You're going to bring out facts like if there were no teachers, there will probably be no doctors. You're going to bring out very serious facts. You're going to try and convince these people for people to see reason with you. But if you don't have anything to say, then how are they going to see reasons with you in the first place? So you need to be competent. And competence means knowing what it is all about. Competent means if they wake you up from sleep, can you talk about that thing? Can you defend what you know? You might not defend it all because nobody knows everything, but at least you can give some certain factors, at least three or four, that will stagnate your point on the topic. So, yes, that is the meaning of confidence. Now, how do you get confidence as a copywriter? Forgive me. How do you get confidence as a copywriter? Number one is you're going to want to read. You are going to want to read. Reading cannot be overemphasized. Read books, read copies, um what do they call it, read articles, read newsletters. Everything you come across is a copy in some form of way, because it's persuading you to either buy, to either watch, it's persuading you to do a certain action. So you need to learn to read it. If you're not reading it, watch it. It's very it's very funny how I am a creative writer and a copywriter, but I hate reading. I don't know, it's crazy. I generally never liked sitting down to read. I mean, I will read if it is interesting, but I think I have something they call a short attention span. So if I read it and it doesn't make sense to me, I'll probably go and do something. Or if I want to get myself to read something, I have to combine two things. So it's either I'm reading and I take a break to go and watch something or do something else and then come back and read, or I have to formulate a way to read. So for someone like me, I have discovered that since reading is not my best point, I tend to watch it more. So instead of reading content on copywriting, you could switch to watching. There are YouTube channels, not just my channel, please. I don't know all. I'm a semi beginner, so I'm not perfect in this. So you could switch it up to watching. There are so many YouTube channels for you to watch content about copywriting. Tyson Fordy is, to me, he's the first person I knew. So you could watch his videos. He has like a copywriting starter kit. This is a gold mine. Watch his videos. Tell yourself, oh, I'm going to dedicate how many hours is this one? I'm going to dedicate 4 hours. I'm going to dedicate 2 hours. I'm going to dedicate this. Just start somewhere. There's one on 8 hours. I think, has he removed it? I think he has. But just start somewhere. Read it. Read. Sorry, not read. Watch it. There's nothing here that will not teach you something. Watch it. If you're someone who is like, you're so tired of watching on the screen, you could probably plug in your earphones and do something else while you're listening to him, but make sure to keep a pen and a paper beside you, so that as you're getting value, you are penning it down and taking notes, so that later you could just skim through it, read it. Have a piece of paper or a journal where you just keep things about important copywriting tips that you need, and it will work for you. So if you don't know the likes of Tyson 4D, another person that I follow is I think his name is Kyle Michigan. So another person that I follow is Kyle. I can't find Kyle right now, but Kyle is good. He's really, really good. Oh, and someone else told me to follow this guy called, is it KJ Rainey? Um he said he breaks down like complicated copies. He tells you about the whole psychology and all of that. And he gives you examples and he shows it to you while it's happening there. So I think another person that I recently followed was this guy called Sabri Subi. I think he's the one that wrote How to Sell Like Crazy. I think he's the author. I'm not so sure. But yes, follow KJ Rennie, follow Kyle. I don't know. I don't want to spoil his name, but I think he also does Copy Squad. So yes, see him here. So his name is Kyle. I've forgotten how to spell his name. But basically follow Copy Squad. Subscribe to their YouTube channel. Watch their videos. Listen to what he's saying. There are some videos that he's dissecting copy with other people. Pay keen attention to those videos. Follow other copywriting channels, because these are just the three that I know that someone prescribed and I follow them. Yes, so that is it for watching. So in order to build competence, you need to read, you need to watch, which is what I've mentioned. And then the third one is that you need to practice. You need to practice like crazy. I'm not perfect. Nobody is. In fact, your best copy will be criticized by somebody else. That's how the world is. But then that shouldn't stop you from practicing. It shouldn't stop you from reviewing, from telling yourself, okay, I'm going to write a copy on something. Personally, I don't know about other people, but for someone like me, I have serious fear. I don't even know why. When I want to start something new, I'm always so scared. Like, if I want to say, okay, I'm going to write 10 copies for the next 10 days, on the very first day I'm very skeptical. I'm like, will this even work? What's the need? Let me just go and watch a video or something. It doesn't make sense. I had to personally come out of it. I'm not out of it totally, but you know, I am out of it a little. So practice. Tell yourself, even dedicating, I think, 30 minutes a day to even writing copy is going to do you more good than speaking English, telling, reading and watching without actually practicing. It's going to do you more good. So practice. Apart from practicing, you need to find a way to have it reviewed. I am going to start a community where we review copy for each other, and if they don't review it there, you could probably bring it to me and I'll review it for you personally. But you need to have, you can't just write it and be keeping it, because you don't know, since you're a beginner or since you're someone who is just like trying to grow in the industry, you can't just write it and keep it. You have to find somebody who will always look at it for you, tell you from a copywriting angle if it is good or not. Excuse me. Tell you if you need better work, tell you if it's terrible, tell you that you should go back and write. This person has to be a copywriter, because you can't just write copy and go and give it to somebody and say, do you think it is okay? That person does not know the fundamentals of copywriting. They don't know about the AIDA. They don't know the past, they don't know hook story offer, they don't know anything about what's in it for me, they don't know money guarantee, they don't know anything, they don't know credibility, nothing, rules of a headline, and you just take it and go and give it to them. It's probably not going to work. So you need to find someone who is also in the copywriting community, and when you find them, just have them look at your copy. So these four things, these are the things that are going to make you competent as a copywriter. Okay. And competence is equal to confidence. That's life. If you can do something, you can surely stand up and defend yourself. Now, there are two parts of this thing. There's competence that is equal to confidence, and then there's another part of confidence, or competence rather. Sorry for my lisp. There's another part of competence that is equal to mindset. They say what a man thinketh, so is he. I think that's how that goes. So there are a lot of people. I think I fall under the first category. There are a lot of people who they have read, they have watched, they have practiced, they have reviewed, they know far much more than the person that is probably teaching on YouTube. They know far much more than myself. They know far much more than the person earning $10,000 monthly. But they don't have the right mindset to start outreaching. They don't have it. So that's another part of competence that will equal confidence that you need. So in order to build your mindset to have unshakable confidence, you are going to need to change some certain things about yourself. Now, personally, you're not going to know how to change those things about yourself. You just know that you need a change. I don't know if you've been in that situation where okay, I need to change. I need to think about this. I need to think about that. I need to start outreaching. But then you don't even know how to change your mindset. It's very possible that you can be that way. So here are a few people I follow for that. So the first one I follow who helps me feel like, you can take charge of your life and all of that, is Dan Cole. I hope I'm pronouncing his name well. Dan is very, very good with articulating thoughts. I don't know about other people, but to me, he's very good. I follow him on Instagram. I follow him on Twitter. I follow him on YouTube. I watch his videos. I try, even if it's once a week, to watch a video about him. He tells you things like, you are the niche. You are the niche. And watching that video, I try to watch it almost every day, every week rather. So when you follow him, he would make you know that it's very possible for you to make your first $1,000. He tries to give you practical guidelines. He tries to explain things on an easier note for you. So you need to follow people with a mindset that you admire. Okay, that's the first one. For you to change your mindset, you need to follow people with a mindset that you admire. You need to, apart from Dan Cole, is there any other person that I follow? There are a lot of them.
This portable wireless
Where are the
printer
people that I
requires
follow?
no ink.
Okay, subscriptions. I'm taking you through the people that I follow. Okay, so if you're a Nigerian, I would tell you to follow this babe. Her name is Adeife. Adefe is really, really good. Like the way she talks, the way she's able to influence your mindset, the way she brings practical tips, the way she lets out on secrets. You hear her say, "If you're not my girlie, is it get out of here?" I really, really love that tagline for her. We have witnessed how she built herself right from scratch down to this. So I'm really proud of her. And if you're a female, if you can relate to Adefe's progress, then definitely give her a follow. The other people that you can follow too, you can follow Jim Ron. I think he talks well. You can follow the likes of Proctor. Proctor is good. I learned about him from Adefe. You can follow I think Alex Homozi, pronouncing the name well. You can follow him. I follow him and then I follow his wife. Basically, you're supposed to follow people that can change your mindset, make you feel like it's very possible for you to do this and win. You cannot just know everything, and at the end of the day you're keeping it to yourself because you're afraid of rejection. If you're like me, that was in the same category as people who we know it all, but we're just afraid to try to put ourselves out there. You need to follow people who have put themselves out there. You need to follow people that give practical tips, tips that will help you, tips that will improve your life. You cannot just keep it and be like, oh, I know this thing, God when. It doesn't work that way. So I think the next thing you need to do is you need to put yourself out there. After following them, start implementing what they say. Put yourself out there. Put yourself out there in the sense that open an instagram an Instagram account, upload the content, say things that you have done, give tips, help people, answer questions. Because when you're answering, I've come to understand that when you teach somebody something, thank you, when you teach somebody something, it makes you know that thing more. So it's kind of helping you also, because if I go deep into teaching you, I have to know something to be able to teach you. So in a way, because I'm teaching you, it's helping me. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, but that is just all of it. So when you put yourself out there, the very last thing I think you should, put yourself out there. Sorry. Put yourself out there, stroke outreaching. Put yourself out there and outreach. Yes. So it's one thing to put yourself out there, create a social media for you to be answering questions and putting out good value. And it's another thing to outreach. Outreach in the sense that with the information that you have known With all of this that you have come to understand, you're now a better copywriter. You need to start reaching out to people. It's painful, it's scary. I reached out to somebody recently, and I want to say it's my first official outreach. Let me show you guys. Oh, okay. This is Kyle's. See, they're even sending us copy, something that you can learn from. When you follow the copy squad, you subscribe to their email list, they send you good copies that you can learn from. This is an example of it. This is another copywriter. Look at, he says, you're being tricked, you're under attack. You learn about copy from them. So yeah, I want to show you guys my proposal. This is my proposal. This is the very first official proposal that I have posted or I have sent. It's to people called Smart Sites. Maybe you can Google them. I was scared when I was doing this. In fact, all hell was breaking loose. But I try, and then I will keep on doing it until I get better. So you need to outreach out of at least 5,000 outreaches, which I'm very sure it will not get to that. But out of 5,000, at least let's say 90 will answer you. Let's not say 100, let's say 90. 90 will answer you. So, another thing about outreach that I feel we should all know is you need to know how to outreach. So, it's one thing for you to video. So, it's one thing for you to outreach, and it's another thing for you to outreach well. Because if you don't know how to outreach, there's a problem. You would be sending 5,000 people cold emails and nobody will answer. So, for learning how to outreach, I would recommend that you follow this guy. His name is Pascal. Follow him on Instagram, follow him on Twitter. He's very good. He gives out free value too. I think Tyson mentioned him. He's the one that really showed me that there's importance in email marketing. So follow him, Pascal Mbake. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. This is how he looks. He has a book, and that book is called How to Land US Clients on Instagram. This book contains everything that you need to know on outreaching. So follow him, get the book, and that is going to work for you. So I got the book ever since, but can you believe I have not read it? So it's right now that I have noticed that okay, my outreach might not be that good. So I need to learn how to outreach, and I'm reading his book currently. So you should do the same thing. And what else? I think the very next one we need to talk about is pray. Pray. Nothing big past God. Just pray. Whether it is God that you're praying for or whatever deity that you're serving. Deity. Mm, I don't know how to spell deity again. Deity. Okay. Whatever deity you're serving, you need to pray to it because all these things come when you have a bit of grace. So I think there are more, but these are the basics, and I have to get to class around 1 o'clock. So, with these little tips of mine, I hope I've been able to teach you how to build unshakable confidence. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer. If you want to follow me, my name is Copy Whitney across all platforms. So, give me a follow, give me a shout out or whatsoever you want to give to me, and I will be waiting to react back. Have a wonderful day. It was lovely talking to you. I hope to drop content this weekend, and goodbye.